Hi guys, it's Courtney at Dryer Vent Wizard of Katy. Today's topic of the video is the lint screen. How much does it actually capture from going into the vent line? What are kind of three of the factors that affect how much it captures? And yeah, let's get to it. Did you know that thousands of house fires start in the dryer every year? And in many cases, it all comes down to one thing, which is lint buildup. And your dryer system has two defenses against this, the lint trap and then the dryer vent system. So in today's video, I'm going to talk more about the lint trap and maybe bust some myths about just how much lint gets past the screen. First, the lint trap. This is the lint trap. It's the screen that you can either slide out from, the front of the dryer right when you open the door like I just did, or on some models, it's actually on the top in this back right corner, just depends on your model. A bit of lint and fur on mine. So the purpose of this screen is that it catches some of the lint from your clothes during drying and helps prevent some of the bigger particles from entering the vent system. So I say some of the lint on purpose because the lint trap efficiency really varies. So airflow studies and insights from manufacturers and experienced dryer vent cleaners estimate that the lint trap only catches about 25 to 50% of particles on average. So this means that up to 75% of the lint is not being caught on the screen and is going into the dryer vent. So there are three key things that kind of impact this and impact how well the screen might be working. The first thing I want to talk about is dryer sheets. So if you are a regular user of dryer sheets, you might notice that less and less lint is collecting on the lint screen. Using dryer sheets can leave behind a waxy or oily residue on your lint screen over time. And this buildup, it comes from the fabric softening, agents in the sheets, which can coat the mesh on the screen and reduce its ability to actually catch lint effectively. When this happens, more lint bypasses the screen and gets into the vent system. So your lint screen might actually be catching close to zero lint. A quick way to check for this kind of buildup is to take the lint screen out, take it over the kitchen sink and run water over it. If the water kind of pools up or just runs off the side instead of flowing through the screen, then it's time for a deep clean with warm, soapy, dish soap water and a brush. So regular cleaning of this is necessary so that you can get the proper airflow through the screen and so that the screen can do its job. Okay, so the second thing that impacts how well your lint screen is working is the lint particle size. So larger, fluffier fibers like cotton from your towels, these are much easier for the lint screen to trap. So this also does include those pieces of Kleenex that you accidentally washed. You do notice usually the lint screen catches a decent amount of the Kleenex also. But these smaller, finer lint particles, like those from athletic wear, polyester, or fleece, they're a lot more likely to slip through the mesh and enter the dryer vent system. So these synthetic fibers, they're also much finer than the natural fibers like cotton or wool, and this makes them harder for the lint screen to, trap them efficiently. And then the other thing is that these types of fibers can be more prone to static cling. So actually they are more likely to stick to the inside of the dryer vent system also, even though they're getting through the lint screen. Okay, so this is kind of a slight side note, but from cleaning underneath the lint screen in many dryers, I've seen some unexpected items besides lint. So coins, hairpins, those little plastic floss things, buttons. Those are all very common, things that you might have had in your pocket accidentally and have made it through the wash. I've also seen debit card, small toys, little bits of sticks and twigs. So these objects, some of them don't just sit harmlessly under the lint screen in the dryer. They can block the airflow, they can trap lint, and potentially they could even damage the blower motor on your dryer. So it is a good idea to check and clean underneath your lint screen regularly as well. Okay, so the third thing that can impact what actually gets caught versus bypasses the lint screen has to do with the airflow. So high velocity air from the dryer, if it pushes loose lint into the system before it's kind of had a chance to settle in the lint trap, that could cause the lint to not get caught on the screen. And this is especially prevalent during like the initial moments of the drying cycle when the airflow is the strongest. And as hot air moves through the drum, it lifts and suspends the lint particles and carries them toward the lint screen. But again, if the airflow is too forceful, or like I mentioned, the lint particles are too small and lightweight, like those synthetic fabrics, they just get swept past the lint screen before they have a chance to stick. And again, this is even more likely to happen if there's a buildup of residue on the lint screen from dryer sheets, or some fabric softeners can do that as well, which create that slick surface on the screen and just encourages all the lint to go straight into the vent. So once the lint does bypass the screen, it continues through the vent system, and it can accumulate especially quickly in any turns or bends, dips in the vent line. And then of course, depending on your exterior vent cover, that can also lead to quicker clogs. I've done other videos on a little bit more in depth on the vent system and other causes of clogs. So I'm going to leave that for now and just conclude the video with talking about the lint screen. But so now, we've established that the lint screen does not catch everything. Some or maybe a lot of lint escapes into the dryer vent, which its purpose is to move the hot, moist air safely out of your home. So if lint does build up over time, airflow gets restricted and it causes overheating and even fire hazards. So along with cleaning out the lint screen every load, of course it won't function properly if it isn't cleaned out. So clean your lint screen every time. And then dryer manufacturers recommend annual dryer vent inspection and potentially cleaning at least that often. Again, I have other videos on reasons why you might need more frequent cleanings and what a dryer vent inspection entails if you want to check those out. But hope you learned something and learned that you can't just rely on the lint screen for your dryer vent system safety.